What's going on, everybody? This is your WOF Outlook and discussion for Thursday, March 9th, 2023. And before we get into today's video, I hope everyone is doing well, remaining positive, and as always, staying blessed. All right, you guys, we're going to start out here with the surface map again, just to see what's going on here. And as you can see, we still have this frontal boundary stalled out here across the southern United States Gulf Coast from the Florida Panhandle, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas. We had this stalled out front. And the upward pattern here has been mainly west to east here. So we've been having these little impulses and disturbances riding here. Let me back this up, you guys. I want to quickly show you guys. Let's see if I can go to the water vapor imagery, get this moving. All right, let's see, you guys. All right, here we go. As you can see, we basically have a mainly west to east flow here. And you can see we have these small little disturbances coming, riding up and through here, up and around this ridge here that we have centered over the southeast and eastern Gulf of Mexico, producing very heavy rain when these disturbances come across northern Texas, southern Oklahoma, Arkansas, northern Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, and so forth. So that's what's been causing a heavy rain here across parts of the southern plains, extending east towards the mid Mississippi Valley, you guys. So doesn't look like that pattern is going to really buckle or change too much anytime soon. So it looks like that's what we're going to be mainly talking about mostly. But here, you guys, across southeast Louisiana, as you can see, we are on the warm sector side of this front here. So we've been very warm, humid, and muggy for this time of the year. Personally, I don't really have a problem with it because I'm not a cold weather person. But at times it does get to be a little too warm and humid. And if we can just get that humidity down a little bit with the temperatures about in the 70s, we'd be perfect. But all right, you guys, as you can see, not too much really going on here across the south, except as I said, across the central plains, extending into the mid Mississippi Valley. As you can see, this is already one of the disturbances that's going to be moving across the area today as we have a heavy rainfall advisory, as you can see here, across parts of southern and southeast Oklahoma, southwest Arkansas, and parts of extreme northeast Texas here. And as you can see, we even had some flash flood warnings out for some of the northern counties here into Texas. But all this is going to do, you guys, is segue us right on into. I want to take the mesoscale discussion off, you guys. We're going to take the radar. We'll keep the radar on, you guys. All right, that's going to bring us to convective outlook day one. And as you can see, we do have a marginal risk of severe storms forecast today, you guys, from East Central Texas, the Dallas area, Waco, extending northeast to northern Louisiana, Shreveport, South Central Arkansas, Little Rock is in that area. Extending as far north as Memphis, you guys, and as far south as not quite the Jackson, but we do have a threat down Interstate 55 just north of Jackson. And this marginal threat could extend as far east as Birmingham, Alabama, you guys, with a general thunderstorm risk just about encompassing the outer edge of that for the remainder of the South and mid South, you guys. So, with this being said, a marginal risk, the main threat, you guys, should be hail. Let's check the probabilities. As you can see, there's no tornado threat, which is always a blessing. We can keep them away. We have the 5% hail threat, you guys, here encompassing much of that marginal risk of that marginal risk area. And then let's check the wind probability, you guys. And there is no wind probability. So this is mainly a hail threat again today, you guys, for this area. So please be on the lookout for some isolated severe hail if you do stay in this region of the country. And what we're going to do real quick as well, you guys, we're going to take this the radar off. And I want to show you guys the HRRR to see when these storms could possibly start to ignite here today, you guys, which we already have the big glob of rain here already going across Arkansas. But let's see, you guys. Let me back this back up. All right, let's see. We're on the 9th. Y'all know these dates be getting me all messed up, you guys. All right, so we're going to start at about 10 a.m. today. All right, as we get this to load, and as you can see, the heavy rain is still ongoing in Arkansas. We may even have a few cells popping up here around the Mobile area, but Alabama, all these areas could start to see some showers increase in coverage here as early as mid to late morning. As we get into around 2 p.m., you guys, you can see still the same areas, but it looks like more showers are starting to erupt here across Oklahoma, moving into parts of east central Texas, you guys, and still ongoing across northern Mississippi, Tennessee, Alabama, and even probably starting to get some showers to develop in Georgia. And as we head on to, let's head on to about the late evening to starting to get into the overnight hours. And as you can see, that's when these cells capable of producing that isolated severe hail will be developing. Looks like mainly late afternoon to the evening hours is when that threat is going to come. And as you can see, from basically west central Texas here all the way on up, extending east northeast into Louisiana, Arkansas, northern Louisiana, that is, southern Arkansas, northern Mississippi, could see some strong cells here that could be capable of producing some hail, you guys. And as we move on to about, let's go a little after midnight, you guys, about 1 in the morning. As you can see, this really starts to fill in an increase in coverage here across Texas, northern Louisiana, northern Mississippi, and even across Georgia here. Atlanta area, heavy rain could be ongoing. So there will be a risk for some flooding here, you guys, as well with this disturbance. And as we go to about 6 a.m., you guys, I want to go to 6 a.m. before we go into the next convective outlook day. And as you can see, this front here, this system continues to sag to the south. We may get in here on some of these showers here across southeast Louisiana. But when I was checking the models before I got on here, it looked like a lot of that may actually dissipate before it even make it here towards the New Orleans area. So we may just have the front come through and experience a little less humid conditions here for Friday and Saturday, you guys. But as you can see here, we have this system is going to be about 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. So this will be Friday morning. The Arklatex region, north central Louisiana, central Mississippi, Alabama, the Atlanta area. Heavy, heavy rains here could be ongoing at this point in time. Now, you guys, as we segue to convective outlook day 2, you can see that threat does shift here towards southern Georgia, the northern parts of the Florida Panhandle, and extreme southeast Alabama, you guys, as you can see, as this system is going to continue to sag to the south here for Friday. And as we continue, let me get back to the models, you guys. We're going to continue this on a little bit more. Let's go to about 11 a.m. on Friday. And as you can see, within that marginal risk area here, you can see showers and thunderstorms are starting to pop up in that area along southern Georgia and parts of the northern Florida Panhandle, extending well to the west here across Mississippi and even Louisiana here, but starts to dissipate. The activity convection starts to dissipate here as we head even further west into Texas at that time, you guys. So I want to also check real quick. Let's see. Where is it? Categorical outlook. All right, there's no tornado threat for that area of southern Georgia. It will be a hail threat and a wind threat. So this will be a hail and possibly some localized, isolated, gusty winds here as well for Friday across this region. And as we continue to move this along into Friday, you guys, I want to check one more. Let's see, you guys. We're going to go Friday evening. And as you can see, as all this starts to continue to sag to the south, the front, the boundary, you can see where did the rain go at for southeast Louisiana, southern Mississippi. Looks like it just all dissipated for us. So it don't look like we're going to really get too much rain up out of this system here across South Louisiana and the Mississippi Gulf Coast. So looks like our dry stretch will be continuing as we do need some rain here across our area, as it has been fairly dry the past several weeks here. But As you can see, it's going to have some heavy rain with a marginal risk of severe weather here for the remainder of the week across the south. And before we go, you guys, I'm going to also show you guys further up north. You know, we're not too much of a winter type guy here, but I do want to show you guys that this system will also, this will be for 6 p.m. this evening. This system will also be throwing some very heavy wintry weather here across parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin, Northern Illinois, Iowa. All these areas will be experiencing some nasty snow here, and that's the winter mess. And as we move this on to Friday, you guys, I'm going to also show you guys as we move this into Friday. Get this to load real quick. This is about 10 a.m. Friday. You can see this wintry weather starts to move east and may even give New York City some actual snow here, as they have been crying for snow. They've had some this winter, but they could go for a lot more, you guys. But as you can see, as this system continues to move out towards the northeast here for Friday night going into Saturday, we could see some wintry weather for the New York area. So keep your fingers crossed if you live in New York and you want to see some snow. But other than that, here across the south, it's going to be warm and wet, getting this system coming through here by Friday, bringing that humidity down, you guys. So everyone be safe, be careful with this hail threat that we do have today and tomorrow coming. And I keep saying before we get out of here, but there's so much that I have to show you guys before we leave. One more convective outlook day 3. As you can see, there is going to be a slight risk of severe weather here Saturday for parts of Oklahoma, southeastern Oklahoma, extending into south central Arkansas. There will be a slight risk of severe storms, which will mainly be hail and isolated, locally damaging wind gusts, will be the main threat for this area. We will talk more in detail about this area tomorrow, you guys. And one more day, as it's going to be rolling and busy, you guys, the next few days. Convective outlook day 4, the Storm Prediction Center also has an area highlighted roughly in our neck of the woods here across southeast Louisiana, an area for central and southern Mississippi, extending into extreme parts of northeast Louisiana and southeast Arkansas, you guys, even extending as far down as to the Mississippi Gulf Coast, my friends, here near Ocean Springs and parts of the North Shore. We could have a risk for severe weather. This will be Sunday, which will mainly be hail and damaging winds, should also be the main threat for this area, you guys. And tomorrow we will also take another look at this region as well. So you guys be safe, be careful. I know I was all over the place and along in this video, but we made it through, you guys. So be safe, be careful, and I'll talk to you all in the next one.